think one. I think, but in a load on my side. But yeah, thank you very much, man, for joining me. This is a very special episode, bro. It's the first episode nimefanya na mse mwingine. And today joining me, manze, all the way from Nairobi, Kenya, man, is a man by the who goes by many names, but tutamuita Godwill. Man, how you doing, man? How you doing, Mr. Godwill? Mm-hmm. Bana, for real. You know, the reason why I chose Godwill, the reason why I had to go with you for the first episode because of one special reason, bro. You're the first person to actually comment on my video. I don't know if you know that. And I said, Manze, for that one, you must be remembered in the history books, man, for the first person, for the first, as the first guest to appear in this Nini. So yeah, everybody, man, but the Godwill is a great friend of mine, man. Tulikuwa naye Kapsabet, man. Tell them about that, man. Godwill. You know, some people might doubt that I actually went to Kapsabet, but with me here is another, yeah, is a witness to my. So, how would you say your experience was at Kapsabet, man? Uh, mm, Manze, man, people say Alliance, oh, Mangu, but bro, Kapsabet, man, Kapsabet is the king, you guy. And that school, surprisingly, Sunakumka, like that's Kapsabet was established in 1925, right? Which means in 2 years, it's going to be 100 years old. That's crazy, right? I mean, that's, man, ba bana, yeah, I remember ilikuwa inaitwa, I think Kenya African Government School, right? And that's back in the days nasikia bana, it used to be like for village, nini, like Wasowa village, manzo alikuwa anatuma watoi huko, students, so they can study and they improve, yeah. And I think walikuwa wanasema like, they used to live in huts, right? Like it was really so basic at that time. Bana. Bana. Eh, Bana. Hey man, those were crazy times, man. Bana. I mean, we are really privileged to live in a modern world, man. The fact that right now we have like roads and we have cars and we have, internet and computers. We have back in the day, bro, it was really, man, because I can imagine I used to live in Eldoret, right? And I used to come to Kapsabet. And that was only like a distance of 49 or 50 miles. But to imagine like somebody who, like Moi, who came from like Baringo back in the day without like, hey, bro, we live in very privileged times. Man, it's crazy. Man, man. Hey, that's crazy, man. Uh-huh. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Manze, you can imagine like kitu kama Stone Age, right? Stone Age was the period when human beings walikuwa wanatumia stone tools. Do you know that thing lasted for like almost a million years? Like it took a million years for humans beings to use stone till they figure out the bronze, right? How to use bronze. Because after Stone Age, ilikuwa Bronze Age. Like, oh my god, it's crazy. Then after Bronze Age, it only took a few thousand years before to rediscover like machines and man, it's crazy, man. It's crazy to think how human society may come like a long way. Like, oh man, it's crazy. So, mm-hmm. Man, we really, yeah, that's why excuse me, man. Excuse me, I usually read, man. I read a lot these days about like things like Homo habilis, Homo erectus, those things. I don't know why, but currently they're really something of that I really think, not think like that I found a lot of interest in for some weird reason. I don't know why. But yeah, so tell me, man, Robbie, Godwill, man, where are you from, man? When mtu kutoka wapi? So the audience can know. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. No kidding. Me pia, actually I'm from Wasingishu too, but my home village, like a lot of Kenyans, a lot of people outside the Kenya don't know, and a lot of people in the Western countries, they don't know like as Kenyans and Africans, we tend to have two homes, right? We have a home that we most of our parents live in, but then again, we have a different home where our grandparents live in, where our parents came from. So where my parents lived was Eldoret, which is in Wasingishu County. But where I'm really from, like my ancestors and my grandfather and my grandmother and my great grandmother is in Elgeyo Marakwet. So I'm guessing for you, your ancestral home ni Wasingishu, right? Ama ni no kidding. So we're actually from the same. Oh, so are you from like Keyo North? Ama Keyo South? No kidding, bro. I'm from Keyo South too. But sasa mi natoka juu ya nini. So like the way you guys go down like to Flossbar, as we live like on top, like we live like on side ya Nyaru and Flax and whatever. That's my kind of region. But it's interesting. I never knew that, bro. Mhm. Yeah, it's a lot hotter, man. Yeah, definitely. Manze, yeah. So are you guys far from like Chebloch, like mkiwa huko hivi Flossbar? Because I've never been to Flossbar, but I've been to Chebloch, where like there's a gorge. Uh-huh. What's the distance from? Oh. Uh-huh. Interesting. Because I've been there a few times. Uh-huh. Manze, unajua, one of the things I want to do in life, man, is to one day to just go down there and kind of like just talk to people and learn about, because there's a lot of cultural things, a lot of cultural norms that we have lost as a culture, with the years, right? We've become, I don't know if your grandparents, but Kalenjins, I think a long time ago, the older folks used to like do the, sijui kama unajua ile kutoboa, like piercing the ears. And that's one thing that's one part of culture. The reason why I say that is because today I was actually watching a Maasai episode, a Maasai documentary. So you come on, but then do you know this guy called Kiv? He's like a French guy who's going around Africa with a motorcycle, with like a bicycle, and he goes and meets people. That's why I saw this Nini. Do you know that guy, by the way? Don't tell me you don't know him. His name is Kiv. He's like a Mzungu guy, and he has like a tricycle. Yeah, it's like a bicycle, but it's like yeah, and it's like yeah, so it has like a battery. Yeah, so it can actually run on battery. So yeah, that guy was actually he visited some Maasai people down in I think I can't in Isiolo, around Isiolo, and he actually documented a lot of cool stuff. But when I was watching that video, I saw like a lot of women had pierced their ears. So you can nakumbuka ile design was called pierce ears, then it used to leave like a big space, right, on the ears. I mean, Kalenjins used to do that a long time ago, but it's something that's disappearing, man. I don't know. I feel like we should cement that and document these cultures before they disappear, man. Amo, what do you think about that, man? What's your view on tradition? What's your view on like society, and specifically in the African society and the Kalenjin society? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Bana, that is true, man. That is that is very true. And it's I was actually looking at these statistics, and about 1,000 languages are going to disappear in like the next 50 years or something. And I was like, man, that is crazy. Because in Africa we have 3,000 languages, right? And the longer we live, bro, the less this. Because most people are now becoming, most people are only starting to yeah, and they're only starting to speak English or like other common African languages like Swahili. But yeah, I see there's a very huge problem with the cultures disappearing. And funny enough, you know what, Godwill? The funny thing, that thing is also happening in the US, bro. Like, I don't know if you know, but US, there's a lot of Native Americans, and most of them are actually losing the culture, right? They're losing the way their language because the younger generation they don't speak their native languages as much as, the older generation. It's also a big problem here, and also to like Spanish kids who are born to like Mexican parents. Pia wase wanakuja huku and they lose the ability to speak Spanish. So it's really unique and it's really interesting that the humans like civilization yetu, the more it progresses, the more we lose certain cultures and languages. It's very interesting, man. It's interesting. Bana, bana. To lose your language, man. It's mhm, bana. And I think Kiswahili might be in trouble too, bro. I think, hey, in the next coming years with this trajectory, bro, in the next 50 years, with a scale, most kids, they don't even speak Swahili anymore. And you've actually that has actually reminded me of a guy. I met this guy one time in Atlanta, and this guy was from Kenya, right? He's a Kenyan dude, born in Kenya. He was about 13 years at that time, but this guy didn't know Swahili, bro. I was like, what? What do you mean you don't know Swahili? Like you're born in Kenya, you grew up in Kenya, but he was one of those people who actually went to the group of schools. Like this guy went to like Braban or like I mean, he told us you Breban, and so this guy was over there just speaking with other Walami and other bougie kids, and that guy, but he could hear Swahili. That's the thing actually I liked about him. He could actually hear what I was saying and understand it, but he could just not speak it. But it's interesting, man. I think a lot of people, that's kind of like the trajectory we are heading, and it's kind of unfortunate, man. It's very unfortunate, but I don't know, man. I guess it is what it is, but hey. Uh-huh. 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 Bana. Bana. Yeah, yeah, by the way, I think a lot of people now, especially even in Kalenjin, yeah, most people don't know their specific what do you call uh clans, right? And I think manze moving forward, unajua kitambo back in the day, when you had to get married, you had to go to the elders, and even now, for some people right now, you have to go to the elders, and they have to do the background. They have to check which clan the lady is and which clan you are, and do that. But as the times move forward, man, less and less people are going through that route, right? Most people are now just going directly to getting married or just going to the DC, and that it might actually lead to problems, man. If you marry your cousin, man, that hey, that might bring problems. And even scientifically, bro, science inasema manze, you're not supposed to inbreed because do you know what the logic is? Do you know why that is? Yeah. So genetics, there's actually something called for those. Okay, you might know this, but I'm just gonna say it because maybe somebody doesn't know. Kuna kitu inaitwa dominant traits na recessive traits, right? So if you have two recessive traits, uh, you know, and most of the time, dominant traits tend to be the good traits, right? Sema uko na uh, for a good spine, maybe that's a dominant trait, but to have a bad spine, maybe kitu kama there's this disease called inaitwanga nini, scoliosis, kenye spine in a curve. So maybe you have a gene that's bad that might cause scoliosis, but somebody else has a gene that's good, right? Kama mtu mwingine that gene is dominant, even if you have that gene ya scoliosis, bora mko na watoto pamoja na mse ako na a dominant trait gene, like umtu yeye atakuwa na nini na scoliosis, unacheki. But if you marry a cousin and both of you have that recessive trait, guess what, you might have now unaanza kuwa sana problem, mtoto anakuwa labda anapata, and scoliosis is just an example, but kuna pia blindness, kuna malformation ya kichwa, like there's just amata mtoto anakuwa na like immune system mbaya, unacheke. So that's kind of like the logic with and that's why you don't breed sibling, even animals. I remember back in the day, by the way, whenever we wanted to breed our goats, my grandmother would tell us, go mwende ngambo ile. Like we used to go like miles away, twende tutafute a bull from the other side of the valley, because that's the way you ensure that this, because that's the only way you could ensure that this bull is not related to this other sheep, right? And that's the same thing with humans. You cannot breed cousins, man. Huwezi kuwa mtoto na it's very dangerous kuwa na mtoto na kuzo wako, even if it's just by a couple of uh, you know, even if it's your second cousin or what, like that one can cause problems. It's not just bad or men, but it's also scientifically mnaweza zaa watoto manzee with yeah. So yeah, it's interesting, man. Culture is, you're saying? Uh-huh. Oh, really? Like, is it a culture ama tu ni juu India wase ni wengi? Because I know some cultures actually marry within they're till like you can marry your cousin through your mother of your mother, and some cultures are like that, but I don't know. That's interesting. Sikujua ya Waindi. That's very interesting. I'll look into that. Ban. Hey, but speaking of Indians, by the way, uh, one of the things also Semanga, like Indians, ati also they seclude themselves. Yeah, do you think that's true? Like when it comes to like Kenya, like a lot of Indians live in certain areas, and more, they tend not to mix. What's your thought on that, man? Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Even if you can afford it. Yeah, yeah, by the way. Manze. No, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I find it wrong either. Hata kama uko India, and especially now that we've gone back to India, I think sijui kama ulisikia like there's some African students who are like killed in India a while back. They have a problem, man. Ati alipiga sijui an African guy, ati alipiga ng'ombe. Then the guy's like, "Hi, man." I mean, I read that story, man. I was like, "Man, that's not cool." Like ng'ombe, you can't kill somebody over a cow. I mean, it's just outright wrong. Bana. I guess okay, I don't want to get into, I mean, like, yeah, I guess everybody has their own freedom, but I don't think for one it's right to kill somebody just because of their religion, just because your religion says so. Because I think there was this in France, there was this guy, teacher who was killed apparently because sijui hata alichora Mohammed, I don't know. I just find it wrong, man. I feel like there's better ways kuhandle with kama hizo. Hata kama mtu akitusi religion yako, you don't just go ahead and behead him, man. I saw that thing, I was like, man, that's crazy. Bana. But most of them are, yeah. Yeah, but I think most Muslims and most Indians are actually pretty well, because I have a lot of Muslim friends, and I remember because mainly, and I went to primary school in Wasingishu. I don't know if you know UG. Unajua UG? UG primary school and high school. Don't tell me you don't know UG. Yeah, it's like in, yeah. So there's like a lot of yeah, Islam guys. So it used to be. So I used to interact with a lot of them, and they're pretty cool. I used to have this desk mate. Her name was oh man, Ilhan. Man, she used to bring me like food, man, like just for being desk mate. It was pretty cool. But the interesting thing is that they used to cook ugali and they used to add salt. What do you think about that? Because I thought that was weird, bro. They used to add salt and oil, cooking oil, and I was like, what, bro? I don't know, but I don't know. Maybe they do it different in Somalia. I don't know. I guess I mean. By the way, but I don't know. Yeah, but it's not supposed to be taste. It's not supposed to have that taste, because the reason why you eat ugali is that, I mean, the way you eat ugali is that you add with yeah, with like uh with like a meat or like nini. That's where you get the flavor. It's not supposed to have that taste, but I guess everybody has their own. Yeah, but I don't know. Fufu. I think the Nigerians have fufu, but then I used to think fufu inatengenezwa na like corn flour, but apparently they make it with yams and cassava, which was I don't know. That was interesting. But did you know ugali was like? Did you know ugali was brought by Portuguese? Like it's crazy. Like we've only had ugali like since 1400, bro. So what do you think? What would you say? I mean, what's your thought on that first? Yeah. Uh-huh. 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 Really? Inatoka wapi? Ngoja, I think I know the answer. Is it Central America? Yeah, because this is why nimefikiria Central America. Do you remember that film that used to play Apocalypto? There's this scene where penye anaambiwa run, right? When they start throwing a spear at him and whatever. That guy runs into a corn, like a maize plantation. So that's why I thought of that. Yeah, but I think, yeah, the Portuguese brought it back, and I don't know. I mean, I've never seen any. If that makes sense, because Miss Diana, sijaona hata sijasikia ati kuna maize in Europe. So that makes sense. That makes sense. They can't be maize in Europe. That place is too cold. Yeah, yeah, we have corn. Actually, I'm in Kansas. Kansas has a lot of corn, bro. It's a huge state, and 99% of the state is just farmland. Like Kansas is like Wasingishu expanded. You know what I mean? Like when you think of Wasingishu in the 1960s, when they used to have like these Boer farmers and Wazungu farmers, like these huge plantations. So when you're driving to Colorado, especially from where I'm from, because Colorado, I mean, this state is long. Like in terms of longness, it's like wide but not too long. Nala. But when you're driving across the state going eastwards, bro, it's just farmland and farm, and they have very huge trucks. Like umana lorry, I mean, tractor inatoshana kama like tractor, man, it's crazy, man. Tractor gonna like almost four wheels. Oh man, you should really see it, man. You should really see it. For it, it's a very. These guys are really serious when it comes to agriculture. Hapo sometime hata ukuje huku bana. Manze, why you not? Manze kama huku bana, keep trying, man. Bana, you should see the mountains. Bana, bana. You want to see the canyons? Just join a Grand Canyon. I used to live in Arizona, but I never went to the Grand Canyon. But I saw the other canyons. There's a lot of other canyons, and they are beautiful, man, bro. When I'm telling you that place, it looks like Mars. Like when you're driving in Arizona, like it's just rocks. They have like really unique rock formations. So Ulfanya Geo, did you do geography in for real? Well, who was your geography teacher? Was it solo? It wasn't solo. It wasn't solo. Oh man, bro, you should have taken solo, bro. Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah. Goja, wewe ulikuwa Central, si ndio? Wewe in Central? Yeah, yeah, I remember you're in Central. I think Solo alikuwa anachukua. But we used to have Jiveti no, Jiveti did not take. No, Jiveti took geography, right? But I think labda Jiveti. Do you remember Jiveti? Ah, that guy, I used to like that guy, man, because man, that guy used to play the way this guy used to play piano, man. Oh man. Ah, because I remember Form 1 kulikuwa na there was this guy Form 4 alikuwa anaitwanga I don't know if you remember Macau. Macau used to play piano too. But when Macau was leaving, I thought like we wouldn't have a good like piano guy. But when Jiveti stepped up, you guy. That guy was amazing. Bana. And I remember there was one time. Do you remember that one time Arunga got mad because Jiveti played the piano when he was praying? I don't know why, because Jiveti was doing that. You know when like the pastor is praying, and then you do that like that background. And I don't know. Arunga just got mad, but for no reason, and he was like, "Jiveti, stop that!" But I don't know why, man. I think Juventus was that guy was pretty cool though. I have to give it to you. A very talented fella. I wonder what he's doing. I wonder. Uh-huh. Oh, really? Oh. But me and Jivet used to live in the same dorm. Ngoja, ulikuwa dorm gani? Which dorm were you in? Oh, really? Really? Oh. Yeah, me and Jivet used to be in Longonot, and we were actually in the same section of Longonot. He was in Cube 1 with, I don't know if remember Leon Kositan, Kosi. Him and Leon, I think they used to share, they used to be the cube mates, I believe. Yeah. I'm wrong. I could be wrong. No. No, he used to share with Caleb. You remember Caleb, the guy Caleb used to be in your class too, right? Caleb, the tall guy. Really? How is that guy doing, man? Yeah, I remember Caleb used to live. That's so interesting. Yeah, I think Caleb used to be with Consitan. Interesting. Jivet used to be in the opposite one, but that's pretty cool, man. That is pretty cool. Good times, man. Kapsabet used to be. Oh man. Wait, really? Yeah, I know Kositani, that guy comes from he's well off. I mean those guys are pretty good. But I don't yeah, that guy he was just doing fine. I don't want to talk too much about him, but yeah, he was okay. He was the kind of guy when he always had money for like to buy maslanga na nini because hey, some of us used to eat bana. We used to drink tea kavu, you guy, most of the semester. But yeah, amka from one bana. You have to wake up early, man. You bana, so you can put in the calories, you guy. Because some people just eat like half a cup and like they have like slanga and blue band. This guy used to have everything, you guy. In fact, this guy used to have a lot of stuff that he used to like for Monwaki alikuwa anamwekea other stuff. Nela. Like because most of the stuff yeah. For real. I used to live with this guy, so I used to go with this to his dorm every now and then. That's how I used to know. This guy was like he was just okay. I don't wanna again I don't wanna talk to I mean I know a lot more about this yeah. But yeah, he was a very interesting fellow, very cool fellow. Yeah. Yeah. Oh really? We were in the same class with this guy. He actually like Similkwa East. This guy was in Form 1 East, but when we went to Form 2, when they invented like Alpha, he was transferred to Alpha with like Kina Ngeno, Kina who was the other guy? There's this guy, alikuwa Central. No, I don't know if you remember, there's this guy called Tiang, Victor Tiang. He used to be in our class. Man, they really took a lot of guys. There's this guy, he used to be like very smart fella. Anaitwa nani? Moja kuna watu wengine huko hatukuwa, mi bro nilikuwa room karibu way, like my room number was like all the way. Ulikuwa room gani? Me, I can't remember what room I was in, but I was downstairs, you guy. Akina Weche. I was in the same room with Weche, you guy. But shout out to Weche. Do you remember Weche? Weche was a legend, man. That guy was a legend, you guy. That guy, he'll be remembered for. He's one of those guys. He's just up there when it comes to especially with that graduating class. Yeah, that guy was up there, man. Yeah, man, I have a lot of respect for this guy too, man. That guy he was very cool, and yeah, we were in the same room. I remember, hey, man, yeah, it was good times, man. But the years go by quick, man. Man, the years go by quick. So, but ulichezanga games, yeah, ulichezanga game gani? Really? Were you in like drama? Oh, ulikuwa CU ama SDA ama? Oh, okay, that's why I didn't see because I was in CU for a little bit. So were you in like with Kina Magembe and Kina? Who was the other SDA guy? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I never went to SDA because you guys used to have like a session on Saturday. But I never sikuwaenda any SDA nini, but it was interesting. That's interesting. I never knew. So are you still SDA, Ama? Oh, Sitam. Oh. Wait, who's is? Oh, interesting. Sitam. Yeah, I've heard a lot about Sitam, by the way. I hear it's a great church. Like it's very modern, very. It's huh. So it's a lot more like what we have. Oh, interesting. That is very interesting, man. I mean, I should definitely. I mean, next time you kuja Kenya, I should probably check. Man, but then if you come Kenya, I want to come with like a GoPro, and I want to just go around like this guy, like this French guy, bro. You should check out this French guy, bro. He's doing great stuff. He's captured. Yeah, I should definitely send you the link. This guy is doing great stuff, man. He's exploring like parts of the country that I'm Najua, like, and that's one of the things I want to do, man. I want to explore different cultures, different areas. But Kenya is very beautiful, man. You only have to have the money. Come on, a pesa, you'll never know how beautiful Kenya is. Kenya is a wonderful place with a lot of interesting places ya kuenda. But, bro, you have to, if you don't have the money, utakuwa nasikianga tu Kenya like it's a great tourist destination and yeah, but okay. Uh-huh. Yeah. Goja gani, there's a lot of viewpoints. Yeah, kuna ya Nairobi, kuna oh yeah, yeah, the one when you're going to Nakuru. Just because just before you uteremke side ya Elementaita, yeah. Uh-huh. Ah, uh-huh. Oh man, you're like you have a competitor. Oh man, that's crazy. That is oh man. And the relationship. Hey, Lanze, nasikia. Hey man, I don't want to talk about that today, but yeah, that is interesting, man. Hey, that is very sad, very very sad. Uh, but speaking of that, hey man, I think sulisikia story ya kuna udem aliuliwa juzi man. Ilikuwa jana. The lady, let me pull up that news. There's this lady that was stabbed, I think, in an Airbnb. And did you hear about that? Her name was, let me open up that link. Yeah, Scarlett. And I hear she was like a sister to like one of the famous, like Nini, pastors in Kenya. Somebody Kanyari. Yeah. Let me pull up that Nini. But that was very sad, man. I saw that thing, and it is a very mysterious murder because I think there was a HIV test, and then there was like and this guy had a stab wound. So they were like, they thought the way the investigators are thinking is that this guy killed this lady and then he stabbed himself, so that it kind of looks like it was like a confrontation when this guy actually, I don't know. I mean, they're still investigating, but I think it's very sad, man. If you got a place you kill, I don't know, man. I feel like it shouldn't reach that level when it comes to relationship. I mean, I'm a yeah, man. Oh, really? No way. Sikus. I didn't know. Oh, yeah, I'll definitely check them out. Wow. So what about the HIV test? I mean, what was up with that? Was that even related? I mean, if that, that's the thing I don't understand because this HIV test was negative. So it's not like he killed her because, so like that adds a lot of complexity to this story that I don't know. It just doesn't, it's just, I don't know. I think her name is Starlet Wahoo. And I don't know if that's her real name. because you know a lot of socialites, you know, they create new names for themselves. You know, like Marilyn Monroe. I don't know if even that was his real name, but I know yeah, I know. Yeah, she died, bro. I think she was a very cool lady, man. She was man, but yeah, here she killed herself. But I don't know. Some people say she might have been murdered. I don't know, man. But yeah, she was like a real. She was one of the first socialites, even way before the era of the internet and whatever. Yeah, she was a Bana. Yeah. There's some conspiracy theorists who even say like that might have been linked with JFK's murder. But then I've actually been to where JFK was murdered in Dallas. It's a very interesting place, man. They actually have like memorials in Dallas where you can go and you can check out like this. They put like this is where he was shot. This was where his motorcade stood. Went and I even went to that hospital. I've been to that hospital where he was taken, back in the day when he was killed, right after he was shot, because he survived for a little while until alifika OC akajaribu kufanya surgery, but I mean it was kind of too late because that rifle like it. I mean he already lost like a lot of brain matter from just that rifle shot. Yeah, and that guy was also killed. The guy who shot Kennedy, he was also shot by another guy, and it adds a lot of mystery because this guy was also. Some people think this guy was actually paid to kill this killer so that way msazi wange unala. So I don't know, man. Hey. Oh yeah, Lee Harvey. Yeah, Harvey is his name. Yeah, Lee Harvey. That guy. Uh-huh. Yeah, I think he was a marine. A marine or a. Oh man. Yeah. It has to be World War II because Kennedy was killed in 1963. So it makes sense. World War II really ended in 1945. So yeah, I think that guy served in either Vietnam or World War II. But yeah, I'm here. I have this open, and that apparently it says Starlet Wahoo was 34. No, he wasn't 34. He was 23. And the guy who killed him was a guy by the name of John Matara, who was 34. And they went to South B, Papino Apartments. And oh, she was actually 26. Oh man. So this lady was a sister to a close relative to Pastor Victor Kanyari. Is it the same Kanyari really, or is there a different Kanyari? No. Yeah, is it? Is jina yake kwanza ni Victor? I don't know. Okay, that's interesting. But it says she umsa alimstab kwa kichwa. I don't know, man. Oh man, that was horrifying. Because I mean, you can't justify that, man. This guy is definitely, he's definitely gonna be found guilty for murder. Man, I saw that video for that, like, yeah, your stabbing, man. There was a lot of blood, man. He definitely, because people can actually be killed without a lot of blood. But this guy actually stabbed him in an artery, and that's how. When you stab somebody in an artery, a major artery, kitu kama vena cava. No, vena cava is not an artery. Vitu kama, is it vena cava? No, it's not an artery. It's a vein. Yeah, jugular na carotid. That one has a lot of blood, and that one somebody can die very quick. Hey, but it's very sad, man. I think, yeah. Uh huh. Really? When was she Muslim? I. That is interesting. Uh huh. I didn't know that was. Oh man. Oh man, but that's sad, man. That is very sad. Yeah. Hopefully, man, if this story ishe, man, I really hope to ache kuwa, man. It's very sad. But anyway, man, I think we can end this episode today. It's been great. I'm going to ndajaribu kuwatch stuff nione kama there's something I need to improve on. Sijui kama audio inasikika vizuri ama I'll rectify that, then we can organize kesho. I think kesho will have a more refined stream, and I think yeah, we're definitely gonna have a better nini. But yeah, for everybody who's joined us today, man, say thank you very much. No, wait, we already have 5 likes, you guys, 2 comments. Oh man, I did not read the comments. Thank you to David Wright. David Wright, do you remember David Wright? Let's not talk about him today, but today, I remember David Wright. This guy was a. Unamkumbuka? Do you remember David Wright? He used to teach business. He used to be a teacher. You know, I took business. I took business for like the first. Oh, so maybe that's why you don't know him. But yeah, we'll talk about him. But yeah, thank you to David. Right? Let me open up my because I usually check the likes on my phone because it doesn't show me on my computer. I don't know why, man. That thing is weird. Facebook needs to fix this. Their streaming uh software. Unajua ni mtu wa nini? Also Moses Betterly. Like Moses is a great friend of mine. But yeah, to everybody who's joined us, man, thank you very much. I think to end easy live say, but tomorrow, same time, same place, banana, I'm namna gani. Actually, nacho msaende akule one. This girl is like, he hasn't eaten. So I think I'm gonna let Mr. Godwill to go ahead and eat. Thank you, man, kwa join, and thank you to David Wright and to everybody who liked it, man. Anyway, till tomorrow, peace.